During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A, always, B, aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news,
You're
guys.
hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Ladies and gentlemen, how's everybody doing today? It's Friday afternoon. Time to end our week here. It's Revenge of the Cis, of course. Mike Shealy, Royce Lopez, the leaders of your media insurgency, joining you. A bit of a solemn day. All around.
It's not a
behind the scenes news. It's not so good. That we'll get into at the end of the show.
Right.
And obviously national news, which is also. So, you know, look, man, there are times on this show, before we get into it, you know, obviously our thoughts go out to everybody in Texas. We jokingly say things sometimes off the air like, geez, it's just a slow news week, you know?
Yeah.
Really? We need a good a crazy car chase, or, you know, we need some. And then you always something like this happens, and you always think of that, and you're like, all right, well, maybe not. You know, maybe we don't need that kind of news.
Right.
You always kind of feel bad when you think back all the time. Man, so we really need to snap soon. We don't have any news. This is obviously news coming out of where it was. It's Texas, right?
Santa Fe, Texas. Santa Fe High School.
Is it 10 people?
8. Maybe it's gone up since.
I heard 8 to 10. So.
But I have here. Let's just go live. Here we go.
What Texas needs
10, you're right.
in order to be able to adequately respond to this. Now, one of the people helping us respond to it is one of the senators from the state of Texas to the federal government, and that is Ted Cruz, who at this time will take the mic.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you for your strong leadership of the state.
It was 10 people, 10 injured. An officer I know was shot. Was it a student? I'm trying to get more information now because, again, this just happened right before the show. But here, let's see what Texas.
Particularly in times of crisis. Once again, Texas has seen the face of evil. What happened this morning here in Santa Fe defies words. The agony, the hell that parents, that this community is going through is unimaginable. Every one of us that's a parent that sends our sons or daughters off to school in the morning, to have this.
Is there any info on the shooter yet? Texas.
What can you tell me? How old is your daughter, and what did she tell you about what happened?
My daughter's 14. She's in Santa Fe Junior High School. She told me that she called frantically saying that there was a fire drill and they were outside, and then she heard gunshots and that there's an active shooter on the school. And so I told her, I said, run, baby. I said, run and hide. I said, get out of here. I said, get out of there. Go, I said, run, and I'll go get you wherever you go to. Go to the gas station. I told her, there's a gas station catty corner to the school. And I told her,
It's okay.
you hear that on our way.
Why do they do
Why
this,
does he?
man?
Oh,
Why
you
do they
just did. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
Why do they always do this shit, man?
They put him on there.
Get
And
her
by the
while
way, I
she's-
was just going to a live feed. It's basically what I was trying to find out the most latest information. But why do they do that? Like, why would you put on a crying like mom? Like, I don't know if she lost her daughter or not, but whether she did or didn't, can you imagine how terrifying that is?
It's like this.
They did
It's
the
this-
Texas shooting suspect held on capital murder charges without bond.
It's this like WWF, like Vince McMahon approach to the news. Like, is she crying? Get her on camera. Let's get some action. You're like, guys, have some fucking decorum here. Man. It's the same conversation every time we do this. Every time this fucking happens, the media just comes out and they're like, tell me more about the grisly details.
Shooting
Please, cry
suspect
more.
was hiding a shotgun under his long coat, officials say. The Texas shooting suspect was wearing a long coat and hiding a shotgun underneath when he walked onto Santa Fe High School and opened fire. Okay, so it was a shotgun from what we're seeing. Lieutenant Governor.
That had to be like an automatic shotgun or something, right?
I'm just again. There's only so much information right now.
Kill 10 and injure 10 with a shotgun. You'd have to be a
High
crack
s-
shot.
Well, who knows if he had more than one gun? Hiding a shotgun underneath when he walked onto Santa Fe High School and opened fire. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said at the news conference this afternoon. He noted the temperature outside was approximately 90 degrees. The police chief was on his way to school when the first shots were reported. He said the chief then managed to pull an injured officer to safety and return fire. Patrick had said two officers were assigned to the high. Two officers were assigned to the high school. He's shooting suspect is held on capital murder charges without bond. All right. So, question I have.
And old Ted
I got
Cruz-
his info.
Old Ted Cruz is going to make sure he gets the needle. He'll see to it.
He's 17 years old. He was a student, I believe. Question. Should we show his picture and should we say his name?
I say fuck him.
No, right?
Yeah, because it's like our audience is internet savvy. We
Right.
don't have boomers listening to us. We don't have fucking retards listening to us. Anybody who wants to find out who the kid is and get a look at him. Half of our audience is straight off of 4chan.
Right.
You guys can find it if you want to find it. I am of the belief that it contributes to these things.
Right.
When you talk about them and glorify them, so I'm of the opinion that we probably shouldn't. So that's just how I feel about it. It's
Okay, well,
We-
I'll
we can-
say, then let's do this.
we can only preach so much about this shit, but then retroactively exploit it. It becomes, we become part of the problem. To be fair,
He's
most-
white. I'll say that. He's white.
Okay.
So at least put
Yeah,
that out there.
look, identifying factors, I don't mind. Age.
17.
I would say this. I would go so far as to say I'm okay as long as we just don't name them and
Right.
don't create this add to the cult figure. You know what I mean? But if he's a white kid, that's relevant. So we kind of know where this is going to go. Guns were they obtained
Right.
legally? Do we know that yet?
I don't know. I could tell
He's
you
17,
this.
so I would assume maybe not. But who knows?
His name looks Greek. Seriously, I'm just letting you know.
Is it a Bopalopoulos? Like one of those?
Similar?
Like Katsoulopoulos? So why did you say he was white?
Well, no.
All right. Greeks
What
aren't
can
white.
you tell me? How old is your
sorry.
daughter, and what did she tell you
I
about
need
what?
to play that again. Here, I'll send you the link if you want to see what he looks like, Mike, so you have all the info.
Look,
There you go.
I mean, it is. Some people may not agree with it. It might be kind of retarded to have to talk around it, but at the end of the day, these kids. I mean, I've even been guilty of it over the years of
Right.
making school shooter jokes and
Me too.
glorifying these guys in a sense, and then I don't know. I don't have any conclusive evidence, but I do feel in my heart that may contribute a bit to the culture that we have in America of just kids being like, I'm going to snap, but hey, at least retroactively I'll be famous and cool. The Elliot Rodger jokes, all contribute to that.
So, yeah, that's the most information that we have right now. I mean, I'm sure more stuff will come, and I mean, I'll keep checking in.
This is terrible, man.
Yeah, and I don't want to, again, the other thing is, like, I don't want to do the thing that everybody does, which is, like, just start being political right away, which people are already doing on Facebook, by the way, and on Twitter and all that. And I don't want to, like, report things that aren't true, so, if we get some more solid stuff, I'll tell you, but right now, that's pretty much,
Yeah, they're not going to have a whole lot of luck pushing gun control in Texas, so.
yeah, no, that's definitely not going to...
But, yeah, just, it's, this is... It's to say that it's not happening more and more now we would be trying to fool ourselves, because people are like, school shootings are the same that they were in 1972. You're like, you're lying. Shut up. More schools are getting shot up. We have to be able to face that fact head on and go, okay, more schools are getting shot up. Maybe we do have to do something about it. Is it gun control? My belief is no, but that's probably the direction we're going to go in. Nobody's going to come in with a new proposal of, hey, let's spend more money and protect these kids and educate them better and prepare them better for life. Nobody ever proposes that idea. So, I don't know. Stun guns. It'll be something retarded because we're America. So it'll be like, stun guns for teachers. Look at that compromise. You're like, that's a terrible compromise.
Give everyone the fucking things that used to shock the raptors in Jurassic Park.
Yes. That, or we could maybe start...
Shock collars on all the students.
I like it.
Mandatory.
I like it.
Like,
or what about this, right? Hear me out. Might cost a little bit of money, but it's a good long-term solution. Bioneural implants, right? That have different sets of, drugs in them that can manipulate people depending on what you need them to do.
okay. It's like MK Ultra shit, though.
Yeah, I mean, well...
Mine's just good old-fashioned shock collars.
Oh, okay, yeah, how about no solution? Fucking, at least I'm proposing something here. Bioneural implants. We would basically be able to synthesize like certain pheromones and make people do what we want.
Mike, are you a scientist?
I mean, no, but...
Okay, so then how would you even know that would even work?
Well, here's the thing, right? I have played a lot of Shadowrun.
Okay, that's not qualifications.
That's based in science, though. It's called future tech, bro.
Future tech isn't actually science, it's science fiction.
You're a stupid person.
Muslims are forced to eat pork and drink alcohol as punishment in China's Islamic re-education camps, former inmate reveals.
Oh, my God. I just want to move to fucking China and go, you know what? I'm a Muslim. You call it me.
Eating Cuban sandwiches and fucking drinking rum.
This is terrible. Thank you so much. Can you get me like a chaser? Thank you. Thank you.
Chinese officials have detained around 1 million Muslims in internment camps. Prisoners are forced to quash religious beliefs as China fights Islamic extremism. Such camps in West China have expanded rapidly with almost no judicial process. This is from the Daily Mail. Former inmates have told the horror after being detained in China's indoctrination camps for
These
Muslims.
dudes fucking having it. Like, your punishment is you have to eat hot dogs and drink alcohol.
They were physically and mentally tortured. Around 900,000 to 1 million Muslims are estimated to have been detained in such re-education camps in China's western province of Zhejiang, and Beijing tries to clamp down on potential separatist movements. Omar Bakali and Kayat Samarakland are both former detainees and have told the Washington Post that these former prisoners have been forced to eat pork and drink alcohol, forbidden in Islam, as a punishment. Hour upon hour, day upon day, Belki and other detainees in this new indoctrination camps had to disavow their Islamic beliefs, criticize themselves.
Is this like when you make somebody do a line so you know they're not a cop?
Exactly.
Hey, man, you got to do some too, man. You got to do some. I used to have people like, I would sell certain things when I was younger, and like there would be guys you'd like 4 in the afternoon. They'd be like, "Can I buy some cocaine?" And you'd be like, "All right." You'd be like meeting some guy for the first time, and they'd be like, "Yeah, you got to do some though too, so I know you're not a cop." And you'd be like, "It's 4 in the afternoon. Like I'm going out with my girlfriend to dinner later. I can't."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not gonna get all geeked up at 4 in the afternoon. But yeah, that's it's the same approach, I guess. Like, oh, I want to make sure you're not Muslim. Eat this hot dog. Eat it now.
When Bakali and Kazem Muslim refused to follow orders each day, he was forced to stand on the wall for 5 hours at a time. A week later, he was sent to solitary confinement where he was deprived of food for 24 hours. And 20 days in the heavily guarded camp, he wanted to kill himself. The psychological pressure is enormous when you have to criticize yourself, denounce your thinking, your own ethnic group. I still think about it every night until the sun rises. I can't sleep. Since last spring, Chinese authorities in the heavily Muslim region of Zhejiang have ensured tens, possibly hundreds of thousands of Muslim Chinese and even foreign citizens in mass internment camps.
You know what they should do to them, right? They just put them all in these jails, right? They said just deprive them of food for 24 hours.
Right.
And fucking fry up bacon all day and night in that bitch.
See if they'll eat then?
You want to talk about, look, I am confident you can get a good number of people to renounce their God.
For bacon?
If you starve them for 24 hours and then cook bacon? Are you fucking kidding me?
So, I mean, look, again, this is how China's dealing with their problem. Every country has their own way to deal with it. But now when Muslims complain about how bad it is in the United States, this is how it is in the rest of the world.
Yeah,
all
why
right?
isn't the left praising China right now?
Yeah. Yeah, you guys should be praising China.
Like you always have.
Yeah, well, no, now China's bad because Trump and China are friends. See, it's turned around. The left hates whatever Trump is okay with or is doing well with, you know? That's why they're going to have to run on fucking raising taxes. That's going to do really, really well for them.
No, they're also going to run on Trump, am I right? That's going to be their slogan. Trump, am I right?
That's not a slogan. I mean, look, right now, I don't know what their plan is for the 2020 election, but calling Trump names every night, where, like you were saying yesterday, even people on the left are like, enough. You know? Look, perfect example. He was at a meeting. He was at Trump was at some sort of seminar where he was talking to a bunch of different, retired police officers and people around, and they talked about MS-13 and how hard it was for the sheriff to be able to call ICE because they made these mandatory things where you had to meet. Not being illegal wasn't enough to call ICE in this town he was in, and Trump said, basically talking about MS-13, that these people are animals. You know?
Yeah, I know, and everybody's been all fucking up in arms about it.
Right. And AP even had to delete a tweet that they put out saying that Trump called them animals because they didn't see, the context,
yeah, but
and
USA,
now they're all reading their words.
Either Newsweek or USA Today, one of those airport fucking newspapers just wrote an article today or yesterday saying Trump's right. MS-13 members are animals.
Yeah.
So, you can't run on. There are cucks out there on Twitter right now going, despite what the president says, they might murder people, but they're not animals. They're human beings, man. Fucking human beings, man. There's like, my fellow white people type blue checkmark guys on Twitter with the open mouth surprise smile picture. Fucking the worst human beings.
So
I love this man.
let's play a little Tucker.
Welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. During a roundtable with elected officials and law enforcement yesterday, President Trump took a question about the gang MS-13. As he has before, the president expressed his thoughts on the subject bluntly.
We're taking people out of the country. You wouldn't believe how bad these people are. These aren't people. These are animals.
Well, if anything, that's a mild description. Dogs are animals, and a lot of them sleep on the bed. You wouldn't want to be anywhere near MS-13. They traffic in drugs, weapons, and human beings, young girls. Unlike animals, they kill for fun, often with machetes. They terrorize the poor and the vulnerable. They've made El Salvador the most dangerous country in the world. There is literally no defending them, and yet the left is defending them. Here's how the New York Times described what the president said, quote, Trump lashed out at undocumented immigrants during a White House meeting, calling those trying to breach the country's borders animals. Over at Jeff Bezos' vanity publication, The Washington Post.
Holy shit. Dude, by the way, if Tucker sat me down quietly and calmly and just broke me down like this, I would probably cry.
Yeah, you'd have to
I
cry.
cry very rarely in my life, but I would
You would
probably
cry.
sit here and cry. I'd be like, ow, that hurts.
Quote, Trump evokes an ugly history of dehumanization. So the president is a Nazi for criticizing a violent street gang. Newspapers haven't been this yellow since they started the Spanish-American War. For her part, over at the House, Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi raced to the nearest microphone to defend the dignity of MS-13.
I like Tucker's new, he took from what's-his-face, Subliminal Guy on SNL.
Oh, Kevin Nealon?
Yeah, he's doing Kevin Nealon's Subliminal Guy.
It's basically what he's doing.
Watch this.
We're all God's children.
Well,
we're all God's children.
There's a spark of divinity in every person on earth. And
The divine spark.
For the record, Nancy, you are an undead. And
Oh yeah, look
if
at that
I
face
am-
and tell me she's an undead.
If I am familiar with any sort of religion, be it Judeo-Christian, Buddhism, all the way to made-up lore like Elder Scrolls lore or Star Wars lore or whatever, the undead are an unwelcome force in this plane of existence.
Right.
You cannot speak of God when you yourself are an abomination in his eyes by holding on to your mortal coil and not letting go and moving on to the spirit world, you old demon lady.
And so when the President of the United States says about undocumented immigrants, these aren't
I
people.
wish there was a way to tell she had dentures.
Do you understand that it's not even a joke that she's undead? Like, I'm waiting for her face to fall off while she's talking.
It's
These are animals. You have to wonder, does he not believe in the spark of
This bitch
divinity,
reminds
the
me
dignity
of-
and worth of every person?
You remember American Werewolf?
Yes.
I think American Werewolf in London, or it might have been the regular American Werewolf. Whichever one had the
both.
friend that was like rotting, and like every time he showed up to visit his buddy, he rotted away more. That's what Nancy Pelosi reminds me of. Every time she pops up on television, I'm like, oh my God, you've decayed more.
Every day that you think you've seen it all, along comes another manifestation of why their policies are so inhumane.
Well, that's not just dishonest, though obviously it is. It's lunatic. Why would the left be defending the country's most violent street gang? Trump has made them irrational. That's part of it. But the left also senses a threat to its most basic worldview. MS-13 is a living reminder that the left's position on immigration is fundamentally a lie. The media tell you every day that every immigrant, legal or not, is a future brain surgeon or tech company founder. Therefore, immigration...
Look, man. Tucker. Tucker.
We're supposed to say that, Tucker, not you.
You're being mean, Tuck.
It's mean, man. Funny.
You're being mean, and we're not going to have that.
Immigration controls are unnecessary. If they admit that MS-13 is actually bad and must be stopped, they'd have to also admit that when some countries send their people here, they aren't sending their best. A lot of immigrants are great, for sure. Some of them are rapists, though. Some join MS-13. That's just...
He's such a dick.
Oh, All right, and if you think if Tucker's overreacting, let me present you with this little gem with this same story.
When has Tucker ever overreacted? He's the calmest human being even when he's angry, he's one of those guys that's like, I'm not even angry. I'm just disappointed
in all of you.
And by gum, I'm going to do something about it.
This is on Thursday afternoon. Liberal freelance writer Rob Rousseau said he'd rather have his daughter date a member of the violent gang MS-13 than a member of the Republican Party.
This is hysterical rhetoric. You guys are such fucking babies.
Verified. Freelance writer in Vice Sports Paste magazine.
Wait a minute. Nobody
classic.
reads Vice likes sports.
Gun expert, mediocre musician, and cool dad.
All right, buddy. I like your bio, but you should put mediocre at the front.
Yeah.
So that it describes everything you do.
Mediocre freelance writer.
Guitar player, all that. Video
Dad.
player, faggot.
On Thursday afternoon, Rousseau has published pieces for Vice. Listen, I'll tell you this. I would rather have if I had a daughter, I'd rather have my daughter date anybody, almost anybody in the Republican Party to even the best person in MS-13. Are you fucking insane? Like, what is his thought process? They hate Trump so much. And by the way, something else.
I would rather
Faggot, you live in Montreal. This isn't even your country, you fucking asshole.
And by the way,
mind your business.
Why don't you see how the women who get involved with men who are in MS-13, I want you to examine them and their lives and see how that turns out for them.
Right.
And if your daughter grows up now to be some sort of degenerate or disappointment, just remember this day.
Yes.
Remember when you put that juju out over your kid.
So that's the every media outlet was running with it, and now they're all backtracking and saying, hey, like you said, no, the MS-13 is a piece of shit because they want to be the first one. Somebody actually posted a link that had like all of the AP's deleted tweets that they had to delete because they were wrong. It's this rush to bash Trump that they do no research. They don't figure out what he's talking about. And then you have people that are so, again, edgelord, that I'd rather my daughter did an MS-13. Really? Is that really what you want?
Well, can we, I guess I'll just come out and say it. So we had plans to go to an event. Remember that?
Yes.
But now we may not be able to go.
Why?
Do we really want to, within 2 months of a school shooting in Santa Fe, go to a pro-Second Amendment rally in Texas? I mean, we could go. It just feels weird, I guess. Doesn't it?
I mean, I guess. But again, one thing shouldn't affect the other, right?
No, I know. It just seems weird when you're like, I don't know.
I guess.
It seems odd that you go to a pro-gun event.
Okay, well, here's a question. Are you now no longer pro-gun?
No, of course I'm pro.
All right, so then that should answer your question right there.
Can we just we need to look into how close the...
It isn't a pro-school shooting event. You know, then I'd be like,
well, no, we can't say that not everybody at the event is...
We don't know any...
against school shootings, because that would be speaking for everybody. And let me tell you something, folks.
We don't speak for everybody.
I would never speak for everybody. It's disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
There might be some future school shooters.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Who knows?
That's a good point. Black porn star sues director for making white co-star call him the N-word during racist sex shoot.
Well, I mean...
Okay, well, let's figure this out.
Let's hear it.
This might be a case we could solve. A black porn star from the Bronx says he was duped into performing in a hardcore racist adult film that depicts his white co-star calling him the N-word without his consent.
Oh, you know what I just realized, too? It's been a really... So I didn't sleep at all last night because of some stuff going on. Santa Fe's in New Mexico.
But no, this is Santa Fe, Texas.
There's a Santa Fe, Texas?
Yeah. I'm almost positive it's Texas. Santa Fe. If Ted Cruz was there, it's Texas.
There is a Santa Fe, Texas. Look
Yeah.
at that. Okay. No, look, the reason I brought it up initially is because I wanted to make sure there was a little distance between a school shooting location and a pro-Second Amendment rally we might potentially go to for the sake of for the sake of decorum and taste.
Okay.
Right? Is that not wrong? I'm not saying don't, express yourself because a tragedy happened. I'm just, I wouldn't go handing out Qurans the day after 9/11.
Well, why would you do
While
that?
they were smoking rubble. Because it's the religion of peace, and I want people to find the true path to Muhammad. Blessings and peace be upon him.
Maurice McKnight, who goes by the stage name Mo the Monster, claims in a new lawsuit that the hate speech was spread during a shocking shoot in Tarzana, California.
Does this, I'm going to assume this fella probably has a large penis.
What? Racist? Why do you assume that?
No, because it was his nickname.
Oh, Mo the Monster?
I mean, well, dude, if you did a thing, right, for a living, and your nickname was the Monster in your professional field, you would assume that you're absolute giant at it. Oh, man, Wesley Snipes. I hope he paid his taxes on these porns.
No, this isn't Wesley Snipes. He just looks like him. Maurice McKnight.
Why didn't he call himself Wesley Pipes? That would have been a fucking...
Oh, that would have been amazing.
That would have been a no-brainer.
That's the name. That's the name.
An asshole.
He claims Camp first approached him before filming began and said the female lead, identified as Deborah Hinkle, had agreed to use the ugly slur on camera. McKnight says he made it very clear that he would not allow this racial slur to be used. He'll check you like Hotep does. The 9-page complaint filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court and obtained by the Daily News states, McKnight says Camp approached him a second time during a filming break to press for permission.
But look, this guy's full of shit. He might end up getting money too. He's full of shit. Here's why. They do this shit in every porno, like a lot of these pornos.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with a chick, and I was very good friends with this chick that I worked with who did porn. She was very pretty blonde, Southern belle, like just your typical, like if you saw her, you go, wow, she's a hot blonde white girl. She would do porns with black guys, but they would, like she did the porns where she was like racist. She would call them, those things as they drilled her.
Right.
It's a genre.
Right.
So I don't know, whatever.
For a second time, McKnight informed Camp that he did not consent to the use of the racial slur, the lawsuit states. Despite McKnight's explicit refusal to give the green light, Hinkle addressed him with the racist slur twice during the film's so-called money shot, according to the complaint. Speaking to the news, McKnight compared the verbal assault to an ambush. I just felt violated and betrayed. All right, you're coming on some girl's face, and you feel violated and betrayed. The 36-year-old Bronx resident said Wednesday night.
What was the Dave Chappelle thing? Brittle spirit. This guy has a brittle spirit. Why is he in porn? He can't even handle an N-bomb. That is a brittle spirit.
I've shot over 50 scenes for this company for a long time. I was one of their top guys, and I'm always publicly talking about racism. For them to ask me was an insult, then to do it again, my will, it hurts. It feels like it was set up, he said.
Do you want to be a political activist, or do you want to get your dick sucked for a living? Because I feel like you can't have both.
That's exactly like the same thing with Stormy Daniels. It's this. I think she's going out. Stormy Daniels is going out to Seattle to do a lap dance on a statue of President Trump. Seriously.
What I don't want to see is somebody going and coming and then going, let me tell you why corn subsidies are bad for our country. What? Fuck out of here. Beat it, stupid. Go have sex for my amusement in front of a camera. That's what you do.
I have shot over 50 scenes. McKnight's lawsuit alleged Camp conspired with producer DF Productions to dupe him into performing sex acts with Hinkle, knowing that Hinkle planned to use the racist slur during the final scene. Camp and DFI defrauded McKnight for purpose of creating and selling racist content to its customers. McKnight is now suing for fraud, negligence, and failure to prevent racial harassment. He says Camp and the production company owner, identified as Cable Christopher Rosenberg initially promised to edit out the racial slur, but never did. The defendants published and began selling the film in December. McKnight, stupid pop-up.
So you mean to tell me that this ungrateful is suing for, he's the N-bomb at his paying gig, but in the context of a scene, as opposed, so you mean to tell me that this fucking asshole wouldn't be willing to work for Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, that's a very,
you mean to tell me, motherfucker, Mr. Principles and Integrity, that if Quentin Tarantino offered you a gig in his next big movie, and let's just assume that Tarantino drops a couple of N-bombs.
When's he ever done
I've
that?
heard he's wont to do that in his films. You're not going to take the fucking SAG money? You're not going to take the fucking A-list director movie role because your character's going to get called the N-word? Go fuck yourself. You fucking, this whole fake, indignant, like this righteous, I can't believe it. You come on people for a living. You are literally the most worthless human being on the planet. Anyone can do your job, literally anyone. Do you understand that if I stuck you behind the counter of a Wendy's right now, you would be fucking lost? You wouldn't know. Like, you're not even interchangeable with a fast food worker. But a fast food worker, I could pull a fast food worker out and bring her into one of my old strip clubs, and they'd be making fucking crazy money. You are a fucking piece of shit. You're a fraud.
McKnight claims Camp and Rosenberg repeatedly refused to listen to his protests and even sent him a series of abusive text messages. You're a disgrace to your people, to your family, to yourself.
To my father.
Text. Attempts to reach Camp and Rosenberg were not immediately successful. McKnight is seeking damages for, I like to call it lost wages.
Nice.
Emotional distress and embarrassment. He says the defendant knowingly created a work environment that was hostile and racially abusive.
A Frisky Dingo reference. For those of you that don't know, it is one of the easiest ways to get me every time. That show is so important to me.
The use of the N-word in a workplace is extraordinarily harmful to African-American workers. It's violent. No, it's not. Abusive. That embodies pure evil of racism. It has no place in our society. McKnight's lawyer, Dan Gillian, told the News, Mo is going high by filing a lawsuit instead of acting in kind in this egregious racism. Filing a lawsuit's not going high, it's cashing out, you motherfucker. And you know what's gonna happen with you, buddy, because you're in the fucking porn industry.
Nobody's gonna work.
No one's gonna work with you anymore because not that they're racist, but they're gonna go, this guy's a fucking problem.
I don't care if you're a fucking porn star, an actor, a singer, or a fucking bank teller. If you become the I sue guy, you're done.
Yeah, you're right. You're not. That's it. You're done. Because again, you're a fucking porn star.
Yeah,
you're not.
You couldn't even think to use the name Wesley Pipes. You have no fucking creative oomph to you at all. You could have done a whole fucking series of fucking gay for pay Blade movies.
Ooh,
that would have been huge.
Yeah.
Suck my dick, faggot. Riding around on a motorcycle.
I already have a title for it. Blade, fucks a lot of guys.
I'm the only vampire that can suck your dick in the daytime.
I already have a sequel.
The Day Sucker.
Blade, Part 2, he fucks even more guys. What do you think?
You think we could get Chris Christopherson back for this one?
I think
is he still?
I'm
is
pretty
he dead?
sure we could get. Well, either way, we could get him.
If
Either
he's
way,
alive,
we could get him.
Definitely get him. I just can't stop thinking of Gay Blade. Suck my dick, motherfucker. And that stupid sword.
With techno music, 90s techno music.
There's two things I don't like. Not getting my dick sucked and paying my taxes.
I have to suck the vampire blood out of your dick.
Gay Blade. You could have done 12 movies of that shit.
Dude, you would have been raking in so much money. You would be the Gay Blade guy.
It's like porn is the easiest. It's the The two easiest things in the world to shoot and write for. It's porn is the top. Number 2 are sci-fi movies.
Right.
But the number one thing is porn. Because all you do is copy whatever a hot IP is right now at the time, and you just get people to fuck in it.
Yeah, no, it's super easy.
Yeah, did you see? Oh, yeah, the hottest rated one this year was the Call of Duty porn. It's like, whatever, just whatever the kids are into, and then you have everybody banging, and then boom, and then we're a meme. That's all it is.
Has anyone then got a war porn? That seems like an easy one, right?
Kratos has gotten his fuck on a lot in that
video
game
games.
series.
Yeah, so you would think. But yeah, missed opportunity, and you're going to sue this company. They're going to have no money because they're a porn company. It's 2018.
Money code. Yeah, suing a porn company is like suing ROTC Media. It's like they're not, you're not talking about Warner Brothers or MGL.
No.
You're going to get all this $1 billion pay. The money goes in, the money goes right back out
And
to
then you're
pay
gonna
all
be-
these
Then
degenerates.
you're going to be blackballed, pun intended, in the fucking community, and that's it. That's what's going to happen, You should be more worried about getting an STD.
Yeah. And the fact that, again, dude, like I said, I had a friend of mine. You'd actually look her up. Her name's Whitney Grace. And she did porn, and she did stuff that was, it was like, yeah, bang me, you N-word. Like, it was kind of,
Make a racist porn, have a couple laughs.
The guy she'd work with didn't give a fuck. It was like, whatever, I'm fucking some hot blonde white
And all I
bitch,
got, and I get paid for
it.
this, and that's
And
easy.
it.
Yeah.
And it was, I shut up and did it. You call me whatever the fuck you want.
Well, good news in Venezuela. I'm kidding. That was a joke, folks.
Oh, that was mean.
Venezuela seizes Kellogg's cereal factory.
Good news from Venezuela. Are you kidding?
Venezuela seizes Kellogg's cereal factory after closure. Authorities in Venezuela have seized a plant owned by American cereal manufacturer Kellogg. It comes after the firm announced it was pulling out of the country because of the worsening economic standards. Let me translate that for you. Pulling out of the country is because they're eating dogs and fucking garbage.
Yeah, because they're eating garbage instead of delicious Kellogg's cereal.
Yeah. He said the factory had been handed to workers and would continue production. Ooh, how? So this is the end game of socialism, folks, by the way. Pay attention. The government takes over a fucking business because they scare off the workers, and now the government's going to make you cereal. Earlier, workers had said that they had been prevented from entering the plant.
Frosted Flakes, they're gone.
The announcement comes ahead of Sunday's presidential elections. Presidential elections. We've begun judicial proceedings against the business leaders of Kellogg's because because their exit is unconstitutional. So they left because they were scared.
No, of course. Do you understand what it fucking takes for a massive multinational corporation to just abandon all its properties and assets in a country and go, let's just get out of there, man? Money and profit always comes first. They had to evaluate that situation and take a huge loss and tell everybody in Venezuela, get the fuck out of there. Get the
you're
fuck
right.
out of there.
It has to be bad because Apple in fucking China, people literally have suicide nets outside because people jump out of windows, and they're opening more factories. You understand how bad it has to be there? It's terrible, dude.
That
This
is a
sad.
legitimate. We're going to be responsible for the lives of several hundred people that work there that are from Venezuela. Get them the fuck out of there.
We've begun judicial proceedings against the business. I've taken the decision to deliver a company to the workers in order so they can continue producing for the people.
We will be seizing their means, and we will be distributing Lucky Charms throughout all the townsfolk.
Venezuela's...
They're always trying to seize me means of production.
Not the clovers. Those are mine. Venezuela's battered economy has been hit by falling oil revenue.
Can someone get me? Can someone make a Photoshop of a bunch of emaciated cereal fucking mascots? Just all of them with their rib cages showing. Fucking Captain Crunch is actually like on one of those. What's the thing when you roast a pig?
Oh,
and they're just cooking him.
spit
in the
roast.
background?
Yeah. Kellogg's is the latest mutilation to closer scale back operations in Venezuela. It is said that would hope to return Venezuela in the future and warned against sales of its brands without the expressed authority of Kellogg's.
Also, this just in, I am getting news that Venezuela is now off the Venezuelan Bolivar, and their new currency is Fruit Loops.
Oh, that's crazy.
They're just using Fruit Loops as a coin-based system.
Well, before that,
the ant problem has to be horrendous.
Before,
honey, everywhere I go, I just went up to the went up in our bedroom. I opened up our drawer where we keep everything. There's just ants everywhere.
Should we eat the ants?
Maybe the point of having these cereal was to attract the ants, and we can eat them for protein.
In 2016, Venezuela's government took over a plant belonging to the U.S.-based hygiene company Kimberly-Clark after it announced it was stopping operations because it could not obtain raw materials. The Texas-based firm recently requested to start arbitration proceedings against Venezuela at the World Bank. President Maduro, who has been in office since 2013, blames Venezuela's problems on economic war being waged by foreign governments and businesses. His critics say the government mismanaged is the chief cause.
Right.
Now you can find the American dream in places like Venezuela. Bernie Sanders.
Dusty Rhodes is there?
Bernie Sanders. No, Dusty.
Is that where they buried him?
Does it look like Dusty Rhodes has ever been in a place that doesn't have food?
I want to be buried in Venezuela, baby. It's a beautiful place. I used to go to Caracas all the time and hang out with my baby girls.
Good news, Mike. Very good news. So you know how the new, probably going to be terrible Han Solo movie's coming out?
Says you.
Well, it is coming out. It's not like anything. Donald Glover is playing Lando, which I think is pretty cool, right? Lando?
Yeah, aren't they making him like a fag, Lando?
There's your... well, no. Here's what's happening. Lando Calrissian is pansexual, says solo co-writer.
So he's kind of half a fag. I got it.
That's not what that means. You know...
That's what it meant when I was growing up.
We've watched so many queer kid stuff, and you've learned nothing.
What did bisexual, pansexual, what did that mean when you were growing up? Half a fag. Like he was... You know, he would date girls, but sometimes he would,
date dudes. It's a big day for Lando hand shippers. Lando Calrissian, one of Star Wars' most popular characters, he wasn't that popular.
He looks like Childish Gambino in this.
Well, yeah, because he's Donald Glover. And he's both, you see. So... Lando Calrissian, one of Star Wars' most popular characters, recently reimagined by actor Donald Glover, is pansexual. The co-writers on the upcoming Solo, a Star Wars story, and son of legendary Star Wars writer Lawrence Kasdan, told the Huffington Post.
And son of the legendary Danny Glover. I refuse to let that go.
He's not.
Even though it's not true.
The Lando is pansexual, meaning that he's not limited in sexual choice with regard to biological sex, gender, or gender identity. It's a movie about spaceships. Why are we inserting this pansexual, all these genders bullshit into it? Now, they're not doing this in the movie, obviously, but he says that he wants all the people to imagine that's what he is when they watch the movie, basically.
But, I mean, that's fine. Because, look, all joking aside, he does have that vibe to him. Like Billy D. Williams had that vibe to him. Like there are certain guys.
He dressed too well. He had a cape.
There are certain, certain historical figures.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I really did when you told me that. I had to look. I really did just realize that they're the same guy.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know I literally
Childish Gambino is Donald Glover.
I legitimately thought that Childish Gambino and Donald Glover were two separate people.
No, they're the same guy. I thought you were kidding. I'm like,
no,
are you serious?
That's some real. I swear to God, I really didn't know.
Yeah, they're the same guy.
Because they're two, literally, I would watch stuff that had Donald Glover in it. I'd go, this is good. And I would hear, I'm not a big fan of, even his earlier stuff that he would rap years ago. I just never made the association. But I'm not a big Childish Gambino fan, but I am a big Danny Glover fan.
Donald Glover. I keep
saying Danny, sorry.
I'm a big Danny Glover fan as well. I'm a big Donald Glover fan, too.
I'm also a fan of the guy we're talking about.
I'm also a fan of the person this conversation's about.
Look, I'm very racist. They all look the same. No, but
hey!
No, but I honestly
He's talking
never,
about Star Wars actors.
I never knew them to be the same thing. But I would say, please.
I've never seen Childish Gambino and Donald Glover in the same room.
You're an asshole. I hate you so much.
They're the same guy.
I really didn't. I'm having a Kaiser Soze moment live on the show. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. And by the way, I'm really tired. Again, I will bring up the fact that found out a lot of stuff last night. I'm very tired. That being said, I'm not even going to try to be slick and blame. Like, I was tired. I genuinely, even as a guy who DJ'd in strip clubs and played Childish Gambino songs, and then would go and watch, was he in Community?
Yeah, it was a Community.
Like, I would watch Community. I never made the connection. And I'm not even going to try to hide it. I'm an idiot. I'm a stupid, stupid idiot. I'm Chaz Palminteri right now. I'm looking at the bottom of somebody's mug, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Well, that brings us to this right before break. For the love of God from Vice, don't mean Childish Gambino's This Is America music video. I've watched the video. Whatever, I don't like it. However, I have enjoyed all people putting different music over it. Has made me very happy. But people, of course, immediately started memeing the one where I'm sure you've seen it, where it's him holding a gun at like someone's head in the video.
Yeah.
Here, I'll pull it up so we can see it. So it's this, and people have just been memeing the shit out of it. Childish Gambino work has always been easy fodder for the web. His career was built on early YouTube stardom. His Billboard 20 hit Redbone became a meme by virtue of his catchiness alone. The internet is the internet, blah, 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 blah. On the other hand, a meme economy paused for a second and thought about meaning behind the video. It might have realized that the meaning is most brutal moments proves the exact point Glover's trying to make. By the way, I want to give Donald Glover credit because this site was like breaking down how he dances and all this stuff, and I believe the screenshot is real. Donald Glover retweeted the article, and he was like, no, that's just the way I dance. Like, that's what he says. He goes, it's just the way I dance. And everybody is, listening to Vice and not making any memes. For example, McDonald's Sprite in my throat. Self-medication, facing post-traumas and taking time to heal. That's a really good one.
That's a very good one.
And look, man, this is great, and he doesn't care. This is great for him,
I've seen. Can I just say something?
Yeah.
The people that are blending this with the Pitbull memes,
are amazing.
Fire. Are
amazing. Pitbull memes have come back huge, though. Have you noticed that? Like, and we're not talking about the rapper. We're talking about the dog. But like, those have made a resurgence lately. It's crazy.
Blackburn was babysitting a pit bull for a friend, and he made a video from his truck. Where the dog was in the back of the cab, and of course he titled it like, "Oh my God, help me! Pitbull vicious attack," and he went live on Facebook.
And it's just dog going.
It's literally the dog just panting in the back seat,
Yeah.
and occasionally getting up and then going over to the window and panting out the window, and then turning back around and sitting down.
All right, we have to go to break.
No!
RevengeOfTheSys.com/donate. That's how you help us.
Yeah, guess what? We have no Hank Hughes to do this week.
Yeah, because
nobody pledged. We get a new pledges, so I guess nobody likes us now.
I guess we shouldn't keep working as hard as we do.
Yeah, I guess we're the problem.
Yeah, I guess we're the bad
We're
ones
not
here.
working hard enough, I guess. Whatever. I guess we don't do enough.
Yeah, we don't. We don't put our heart and soul.
RevengeOfTheSys.com/donate. Patreon, as always, is the best way to sign up, help support the show. If you're going to do some Amazon shopping, like 99.9% of future and present human beings, you can go to RevengeOfTheSys.com/donate. Click the Amazon banner and then do your shopping, and they'll give us a couple of commission shekels. And we are on pace to have a very good Amazon month, so thank you guys for those of you that have been doing that. We'll be back with the second hour of our Friday edition of Revenge of the Sis. The most exciting 2 hours of television is back with an all-new Revenge of the Sis. As Royce and Mersch continue to track an international deep state pedophile ring, their journey to the nation's capital is put on hold as Orlando's best police cops receive a cryptic message from an old colleague.
It's a message from my old partner. He needs to see us in Los Angeles right now. Says it's related to our case.
Do you trust him?
As much as I trust you, partner.
What's to know then? A detour from their original investigation finds these no-nonsense detectives in the middle of Hollywood.
Thanks for meeting me. We can't talk long. They're probably following me.
Who's following you?
The Podesta brothers. They've got eyes everywhere, Lopez.
Now trapped between deep state globalists and the Hollywood elite, Lopez and Mercer are on the case. They're no longer avenging Orlando. They're saving America. And this week, they're taking on Pedowood.
I've been working this case. This Dan Schneider guy, producer at Nickelodeon, he's into kids. Or feet. Or kids' feet.
Yeah, the iCarly guy.
How do you know all this?
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, Miss Bynes.
This is Amanda Bynes? Jesus, she looks terrible.
Dude, she can hear you.
Watch this week as the web grows bigger, the case becomes more complex, and more older model cars get wrecked and plenty of nameless extras get shot. This week on an all-new Revenge of the Sis, followed by Nazi Lawyer. USA, hotels don't have Netflix.
For this performance in Delaware.
Make your shopping day a little easier.
Mervyn's Dollar Day sale is going on right now, and that means great buys on clothes for kids. All this week, you can save on boys' clothes by Campus Le Tigre. Short-sleeve Le Tigre knits are the shirts all the boys will be wearing back to school.
Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Tards charity, containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. A new night, a new time. The Sully Show returns to More Like Radio, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern before Dutch and Royce. Tuesday nights will never be the same.
I am the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. I am the thatched roof cottage in Wales. I am the best of Great Britain. I am British Caledonian Airways.
Hey guys, it's Mersh and Royce here, and we would like to take a moment to shill like the unprincipled whores that we are. Thank you.
Thanks for making the power switch in 86 to your station.
An oxygen tent, which he believes gives him sexual powers.
Hey, that's a half-truth.
I don't know Homer Simpson. I never met Homer Simpson or had any contact with him, but I'm sorry, I can't go on.
That's okay. Your tears say more than real evidence ever could.
And now we return to Fox Night at the Movies, Homer-esque Portrait of an Ass Grabber, starring Dennis Franz.
Ooh,
Ooh, portrait. Sounds classy. Doesn't it?
No, Mr. Simpson, a cat is a living creature.
I don't care. Now I'm gonna grab me something sweet.
No, Mr. Simpson, that's sexual harassment. If you keep it up, I'll yell so loud the whole country will hear.
With a man in the White House? Not likely.
Second hour, Revenge of the Sis. Thanks for staying with us. Friday show, those are usually fun, but today has been just, man, with the shooting and the stuff we'll talk about at the end, it's been rough. But thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. RevengeOfTheSis.com/donate. How you help us. It really does help our show grow. So we got one more hour with you this week. And Mike, are you a fan of Dave Matthews Band?
I am. I was.
I saw them last year. I saw them live, actually.
I've actually seen them live more than I've seen any other band. So I guess to call me a fan would be a fair assessment. Yeah. But I'm not like. Trust me, they are like Rick. They're like Rick and Morty, where like their fan base is really fucking cringe. I'm not one of those people.
Right. Dave Matthews Band violinist Boyd Tinsley accused of sexual misconduct. A Seattle musician he's the black guy who looks like Booker T and plays the fiddle. A Seattle musician who worked with Tinsley in Crystal Garden has come forward with harrowing allegations. What started as a chance encounter at a San Francisco cafe and later morphed into a long-term professional relationship has become the latest story in the Me Too movement. Following online musicians and private legal action, a former colleague of Dave Matthews Band violinist Boyd Tinsley has made public accusations of sexual assault, harassment, and long-term grooming. James Frost Wynn, a Seattle-based trumpet player who worked for Tinsley as a member of the band Crystal Garden from 2015 to 16, has accused the 54-year-old musician of making unwanted sexual advancements and comments throughout the decades the two knew each other for. Frost Wynn, 28, tells Consequences Sounds that the two met in 2007, and when he was homeless and struck up a friendship based on mutual love for music and generosity the then 18-year-old had never experienced before. It did feel good to know the very experienced, talented, well-off the industry musician actually believes in what I'm doing. I felt amazing. I felt validated. Frostwind says, describing the beginnings of Crystal Gardens as years went by in multiple bands and still trying to achieve my career in music, that's when he started saying he wanted to start a band, base it around me. So based. Although this seemed like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to become successful full-time independent musician, the road to success came with several creepy bumps and an unprofessional fascination with Frostwind's sex appeal. Frostwind filed a lawsuit on May 17th in Washington State, alleging that Tinsley created a hostile work environment where compliance, sex-based demands was tied to the band's success. The suit seeks $9 million in damages. Frostwind left his hometown in Las Vegas and found him in 2007 and found himself in rapture with San Francisco. When I found the Bay Area, I found people who were like-minded, fucking homeless people. The teen met Tinsley and his assistant. 3 times we hung out at his hotel. It was chill. He seemed like he was just a friend. You hung out with him in his hotel?
Look.
Apparently it's been going on since 2007, according to what she's saying.
I am not one to cry foul when these allegations are made. I like to generally err on the side of caution and believe the victim here. But, doesn't sound. It sounds like a big nothing burger to me.
Well, Dave Matthews Band kicked him out of the band. Yeah.
Oh, did they?
Yep.
Yeah, wow, I'm out of the loop on that.
No, just now. This all happened today. He came out today, and he was kicked out of the band today. Tinsley was a very generous friend, buying dinner, car rides, several passes for Frostwind and his friends outside Land's Music Festival in 2009, where Dave Matthews Band served as headliners. Tinsley tested Frostwind for about hanging out after the event, but she said he didn't feel comfortable with Frostwind's friends coming along. Wait, is this a guy?
Yeah. You didn't know that?
He's gay?
Well, I mean, he's married, I thought.
Three times he was hung out in the hotel room, was just chill. He seemed like he was just
this is
friend.
a dude that's alleging this.
I see.
Boy, Tinsley's married, so
He responded that some people. Wow. He responded that sometimes people do good things without expecting things in return. See, again, look, I don't want to sound. This is weird because people, you fucking homophobic or whatever. No, I'm not homophobic, but it's this weird thing in my mind that this whole time when it was a chick, you're like, oh, maybe that happened. Dudes are dicks. But when it's two dudes.
Yeah, I thought you realized it was a dude. The way the guy was presenting the story felt very much like a dude. Like you could tell.
Here's a picture. The message first, it threw me off because this is the Crystal Garden band. Because he had just given me, looks like Faith Plus One when Cartman did the band
Faith
couple.
Plus One. That's a great reference. That's funny.
As years went on, the two kept in contact while Frostwind continued to play trumpet in various Bay Area groups and started doing concert production work for the Hyde Street Festival. Tinsley would occasionally fly him out for concerts, booking seats for a show in Toronto. In 2014, Tinsley approached Frostwind about creating a band that would also be subject to a documentary. Frostwind was curious after his mother died in 2015. He joined Crystal Gardens. At that point, we had been friends for like 8 years. We weren't always hanging out, but he would come into town and he'd treat me well. It was cool. I knew this nice down-to-earth celebrity that's pretty crazy, so when he mentioned his project, I was like, sure. I really wanted to create a young rock band, not a pop band, but a real rock band, had the same sensibilities that rock from the 60s to 70s. When Tinsley suggested Frostwind move to San Francisco, now his home for 8 years, to Seattle to take Crystal Gardens to the next level, it wasn't even much of a question. This golden ticket opportunity. Frostwind would perform with Crystal Garden, blah, 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 getting more aggressive throughout this time of intense musical creation. But again, man, you hung out with him for how long? Like, this is the thing. How long were you hanging out with him for? 2018 now. This has been going on 2007?
It's this. I don't like this whole story kind of. Stinks to me.
He has text messages. You in San Francisco, don't mention to your bandmates, but I need your face. It's like the hook. You're all good looking, but you got this magnetic attraction.
Okay.
Can you take, this is him, Tinsley saying it to this dude.
Boy.
Can you take some pics and vids of yourself and send them to me? It's really hot when you wear dirty socks, by the way. Uh-oh.
That's the part where I just went, oh boy. Everything else, by the way, is completely normal. I could see a guy creating a side band, trying to get out from the shadow of Dave Matthews, and going, all right, I'm gonna get some young, talented guys. I'm gonna get a good-looking young guy.
He gets a lot of tail.
And I'm gonna whore out his looks. I get that. That's smart. You know, if me and Royce wanted to take on another host and like go bigger and be on like a television thing,
Dave Landau,
we would get. But we would probably, like, me and Royce got this show under control.
Yeah.
We'd probably hire a really good-looking dude or broad that wouldn't do much other than be there. Like, so I understand the whole idea.
like a newsreader. Yeah,
I get that. But then he gets into the dirty sock thing, and you go, oh, boy, okay, look.
A 5-second shot of your face garnered 15,000 views in a day, started at 200. Your band needs your face. Dude, you're the bait, our secret weapon.
I mean, that's, again, weird, but it's not untoward in the world of marketing and bands and trying to, you know what I mean? Every band gets dressed and sexed up and you know what I mean? Tries to push an angle there.
The tweet, he replies to Tinsley, I'm in San Francisco, just got here. I can send you some photos. How's the tour? Then, he says how the tour is. Then Tinsley replies, gonna take more pics of you. Let me know when the swelling is gone and your neck is better. Would you like to do it next week? You're such boner material.
All right, man.
And I want you at your best.
Boyd, I want to be on your side here.
Just wait. Mike, wait.
You're making it very difficult.
Mike, wait. You're such a boner material, and I want you at your best. I'm actually masturbating.
Okay, well, now
to the thought of your shots.
So,
bow, 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 bow.
This isn't good.
Bow, 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 bow.
I believe your wife is going to be two-stepping to a divorce attorney.
Probably will have you shave your pubes at least above the cock
Well,
base.
but all right. Look, man. Clearly, you went over the lines of appropriate behavior. I was on his side with the, yeah, man, you're the hottest one in the band. We're going to put you in the front of the picture.
Yeah.
Really get those icy blue eyes out there in the camera. It starts going into weird territory, but you go, okay, I kind of get that. Marketing and what have you. You want the teen girls to go, hi, I like the guy who plays guitar. But then when you're like, God damn, dirty socks, my fucking dick is so hard right now. You just go, all right, buddy, I'm tapping out, bud.
Probably will have you shave your pubes at least above your cock base. I want you sagging some with it, being obvious that you aren't wearing underwear.
Also-
Jeans are dirty, shirt is dirty, but your face and hair are immaculate, angelic.
For those of you guys and girls out there that ever want to lessons on how to conduct yourself in a supposedly business-type relationship.
This is it. Just like this.
If you find yourself saying the phrase, your cock base, and you're not talking about a headquarters in which this person stores roosters and chickens, you should... Actually, even if they own one of those type of buildings, you should find a different thing to call it.
Then cock base?
Probably don't send that text message.
You get the vibe. We're going for huge throbbing boner shit, wet pussy included. You are the dirty pretty boy of the band. I have to sexually exploit you as much as I can without looking like I'm sexually exploiting you. I'm in full jerk right now.
Okay,
Catch you later.
That's also like... I'm going to imagine that Boyd, Mr. Tinsley, might occasionally enjoy, a couple of drinks and maybe a couple of nitro energy drinks. And I think he was pretty wrecked during that. But again, this is gross. Does it go into $9 million of trauma material? No. I'd like to know what this guy did after that to try to set boundaries, to try, again, this is inappropriate, but was anything done beyond, I'm just going to sue you for $9 million?
I'm trying to see. Frostwind's disenchanted, suicidal with a writer's block. He temporarily moved back to the Bay Area where he worked 60 hours a week to avoid being alone with his thoughts. So this is just his lawyer telling him to say, basically, his lawyer's writing these things. You could tell this is just to build a case. Boyd said, I need to take a break from the band and touring to focus on my family and my health for a while. I will miss you guys and my brothers in the band. I'm somewhat worn out and need to spend time with family to bring more balance to my life.
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
In a statement released Thursday night, Dave Matthews Band distanced stuff from Tinsley, who said he was no longer a member of the band. DMB added they were shocked by the disturbing allegations and were not previously aware of them. However, we will keep dumping our tour bus shit on bridges.
Well, that's good.
As often as we can.
Isn't this a little
sexy?
premature?
Yeah. Oh.
Isn't this a bit premature and a bit?
It is, but look at Enzo. Like, look, they dropped the woman who said that. Now the case is dropped.
Enzo wasn't with the WWE for fucking over 20 years.
He was in here. And in here.
What I'm saying is, I understand wanting to, immunize yourself against any sort of legal action or bad press or whatever, but it's also not really a good look when you just dump your boy. It's been around that long over a lawsuit that, again, this is weird, but it's fishy weird.
Right.
We're still not venturing into, this motherfucker didn't Kevin Spacey anybody. So,
right.
You know what I mean? Or Harvey Weinstein anybody. So, look, if it's one of these things where maybe they know more than we do, like maybe this guy did this and now maybe there's...
Right.
Maybe it's not the only one. I don't know. Maybe there's because if there are more allegations that come out, obviously I'm pretty sure the Dave Matthews Band people would know before we would know. Yeah. And they might be getting ahead of something like, oh boy, this could be. Because honestly, if he did this, and I don't know if he did, screenshots or anything, it's for the courts to decide. If this accounting is genuine, then generally speaking, he wouldn't be the only person. It's all,
Right.
There would be others. People don't just hit their 50s
Well, there
and
might
go,
be.
I'm a boner machine.
There might be others, but I think the other people. What are they going to? Unless this guy, the only reason this guy has a case is because he was working with him, and it was an employee relationship kind of situation. He was his boss. If he was talking to just other guys like this, and they were legal, that wouldn't be a problem. You understand? So what? You know what I mean?
It would still be bad when you're married with kids.
No. I understand that part of it. I'm talking about why would more people come out? Because they're not going to financially benefit from it. Like, this guy's trying to financially benefit from it. You understand what I'm saying?
If he's fucking people in the music scene and the art scene and the blah, blah, blah scene, a lot of those people get sick of fucking living in studio apartments and, playing in fucking session bands.
Right.
So if he's trying to bang other guys in music, you never know, man. Just saying. You're right, but maybe this wouldn't be the first time somebody came out and said, hey, this guy did something, and then 50 other people went, hey, you know what? You say it. So I'm just saying, maybe they're trying to, it just seems a little kind of a bitch move.
Right.
Just dump your boy like that.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's they should have maybe waited a little bit at least. But now everyone's freaking out, man. It's immediate, They don't wait. It's the same day. Bye. See you later. Because, in case it's true. You know what I mean? If you don't distance yourself fast enough, they're going to write a story about you,
Unless you're Viacom.
That's true. Racist Canadian woman rants at Syrian immigrants. Okay. So let's just hear this. Again, I want to be fair because apparently you guys fucking hate immigrants. Let's see who you're more mad at.
I do hate foreigners.
I know, but let's see who you're more mad at. Okay. But remember, she's a Canadian woman. So she's also a foreigner. You hate Canadian. So a lot of hate.
But she's a Canadian in Canada.
I believe so, yes.
So
you ready?
In his case, all right.
We just wait.
No, go ahead.
Well, shut your mouth then. Because you know what? You're dealing with a Canadian woman right now, and I will leap across the table and punch you right in your mouth.
Because us Canadians are known for being very violent and aggressive. You're dealing with a Canadian woman here.
Fuck is this? All right. Is there a setup to this?
No, that's the problem. This is where apparently this guy started recording.
He's drinking what appears to be water.
He's drinking water. Yes, he's drinking water.
You know what I mean? Just to set it up for people that can't see it. So I mean, it's obviously this guy 2 seconds before him wasn't like, "Fuck this bar, I'll shit on the floor," or anything like that. He's just having a glass of water, sitting in a booth, and this lady's kind of on the other side of the booth, the booths are against each other, so you can kind of lean over the booth, and she's kind of just talking shit like that close to him. And he's being very patient.
Because you know what? You're dealing with a Canadian woman right now, and I will leap across the table and punch you right in your mouth.
For what? You're the one who
started. Because you're an ignorant prick.
Now, she's sitting next to her husband. I believe it's a husband, and he's doing the calm down thing to everyone's been with like a fucking out of control girl, so we all know
Yeah, but they're usually attractive or worth a shit.
Right.
This one's gross.
They look like they've been married for a while.
Is what you are. Yeah, you're funny, eh?
You think she's drunk?
She's drunk. Clearly, she's being extremely aggressive here. This isn't some situation where maybe we got in late. You ever been dealing with a fucking drunk? And not a drunk that you're friends with, but a fucking stranger drunk, which are always worse, that does this where they keep going, like you keep going, all right, that's fine, and you keep you're trying not to punch them in the face because you're normal, and they go, yeah, and you're like, okay, whatever. Right, you're trying to, and you're going, all right, well, I'm not fucking bothering you. Like, dude, the very few fights that I've had in my adult life where I kind of started it, I have been drawn into fights for shit like this before. Because if somebody does that enough to me on the wrong day, there have been times I'm like, I'm fucking and I've been removed from a bar. But it's like, God damn it, I hate people like this woman.
Yeah, you're funny, eh?
Oh my God.
Holy go back to your country. You don't
Don't
need
say
you
like
here.
respect,
You know
just
what?
respect.
Excuse me?
Just respect. Don't say like that.
Relax.
We all
Excuse
Canadians.
me?
We all
Relax.
Canadians.
Excuse
Now the husband's saying, "Hey, relax there, pal." Why is he saying relax? She's the one.
Don't disrespect my old lady, my best gal.
She just yelled at the. Look, she is 100% in the wrong so far. I haven't seen anything. Because look, I see when the guy started recording, but even still, none of them are being disrespectful to her, considering how disrespectful she's being.
Hey, where are you? Go back to your country, you fucking saying N-word. I don't fucking care. Fuck you. And it's like right at the booth next to it. Just go away. Dude, if they're bothering
You're
you
the
that much-
problem.
Yeah, like, you know what happens when I walk in a place and I'm around people that make me uncomfortable?
Yeah, sit somewhere else.
Yeah, you know what? There's too many insert this thing here. Let's go to another spot. Yeah. That's it. It's all you gotta do. You have to come in and go, you fucking immigrant, get out of my country. You fucking fuck. And the guy's like, I'm just having a glass
of water.
Again, the water really drives home the point of the simplicity of this guy. Like, I'm just having a water, not bothered. And he's being infinitely patient.
Oh, yeah. She really is.
Relax.
Excuse
Don't
me?
mistake us
I
like
was
that.
born and raised
You
here.
relax.
Doesn't matter.
I couldn't tell.
I am Canadian.
You relax. It doesn't matter. We're all Canadians.
No,
you relax.
you're not Canadian.
Yes, we're all
No,
the same.
you are not
You're
Canadian.
a human being. I'm a human being.
You
There's
are not
nothing
Canadian.
special about you.
No, you are not Canadian.
It does not matter.
You
that
know
doesn't
what?
make me.
You know what? I have a different opinion than
Yeah, but you're the one that's. Oh my God, I hate when you.
I hate people like this.
It's-
I hate aggressive, proactive racists. You know what I mean? Hey, you, Chinaman, ching shot. Like, why are you bothering these people?
A lot of people are
Eat your
talking.
fucking meal, dumb bangs.
By the way, a lot of people are talking about that Tim Hortons video where the woman throws the shit. I have it queued and everything, but the reason I haven't played it is because
we don't do scatological humor on this program.
No,
I'm
it's
gonna put it out there right now.
It's hilarious.
We don't work blue.
Yeah, it's hilarious, but we will get popped on YouTube for it because the only place you can find the video now is on LiveLeak. You know, so
yeah, and
I'm not going to risk the account. I want to watch it. Don't get me wrong,
but yeah, we trying to make that Andy Worski super chat money.
And you?
I don't care.
And I don't give a what you think.
I don't care what
How
you
about
say.
that?
I don't
How
care
about
what
that?
you say.
Good for you.
Well, good for you too.
Do you pay taxes here, my friend?
Of course I pay
Do
taxes.
you pay taxes?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Full on taxes.
Yes. Everybody pays taxes.
Oh, everybody pays
Yes.
taxes, really?
Yeah.
You do.
Of course I
You were
do. What
born
do you
and
think?
raised here?
I pay more
All
taxes.
your friends pay taxes.
Tell me. What they
Excuse
do.
me?
Excuse
You know
me.
what? You're not
Here
dealing
comes
with one of
grease
your
hair.
serious right now.
Here comes greasy hair.
what is she? She's standing up. What are you doing, lady? I found the thing is with these videos like the poop video.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No?
Don't do it.
Not worth it.
No, because the fucking entire chat room's going, "Hey, did you see the video?"
Yeah.
Yeah, we all saw it. What are we gonna? We're gonna risk our fucking channel?
No,
to play a poop
I'm
video?
not. I was looking
I'm
at
not
YouTube.
even saying that
Yeah.
in that tone to you. I'm saying it to them. Like, we're gonna fucking play a. You know, you explained why we can't.
Yeah.
I know we want to, but I'm not gonna fucking fuck this channel up over a video everyone's seen.
You've sold out, man.
Is that what it is? Did I war skid? Look, I just want my channel, man.
I was looking for a censored.
You're dealing with
of it. Alex Jones talked about it.
This is why I cannot do this anymore. I will do my own show. Oh.
woman, and I'm not going to be talked down
But you're
to
the
by
one
you.
who turned around and talking to us.
I'm not going to be talked down to by you. So you might.
Being a cunt, you cunt.
You fucking cunt.
That's what I would have said. See, you're lucky. You're actually, this is one of the few times in the world you happen to get 4 civilized Middle Eastern men.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, I wouldn't have put up with that shit. They're acting better than I would. I would have been
Way
like,
better than
shut
me."
up, you fat, greasy-haired cunt, and let me eat my omelet. Nice bang, stupid.
You laugh all you want.
We are.
We're all laughing at you.
You know what? That's a prime example of why we don't want you here.
Jesus, lady.
She looks like the kind of chick you would see trying to get a copy, a DVD copy, not even a Blu-ray, but a regular old DVD copy of Beer League signed by Artie Lang at a gig in fucking Piscataway, New Jersey.
Right.
That's what she looks like. She's trash.
Yeah. Listen, there's ways to make your point about immigration without yelling at people who are calmly. It's one thing, again, if you're yelling at people that are making a scene or being assholes, but just sit down, man. Leave them the fuck alone.
Shut the fuck up.
You think you're going to deport them personally, you fucking asshole? Oh, it's so dumb. Danny's right. We are an SJW show.
We are. A bunch of goddamn SJWs.
That's us. We're a bunch of fucking SJWs. Hey, Mike. Finally, our friends at Broadly. Good friends at Broadly, which is Vice's.
They're not our friends.
Which is Vice's vagina.
They're not our friends, though.
Which is Vice's vagina.
They're not our friends.
Have come out with Finding God at a Beyoncé Mass. What do you think a Beyoncé Mass is?
It's when you go to church and then you
fuck Jay-Z.
That's pretty fun. I don't know.
Bondage of
I know nothing about
racism.
Beyonce.
We need
San Francisco.
I'm at Grace Cathedral in San Francisco, California. Hundreds of folks are going to come here to witness the Beyoncé Mass, bringing together secular music and a religious message to tell a story of empowerment for particularly women of color, but for anyone who happens to sing praises to the goddess herself, Beyoncé.
All right. Good night, folks.
The goddess herself, Beyoncé.
I'm done. I'm done. We're not doing this.
It's the,
Not doing this.
it's the goddess herself.
And
It's
the
a mass.
church allowed you
Yes.
to use their...
Yes.
Here we go.
Playing some Destiny's Child now. They're going OG. They're throwing some old school Beyonce. What?
When they try to tell me, you know, the Christianity or religion or any of that shit, it does, you know, traditionalism doesn't work, you know. Oh, it's failed in the last, 100 years. That's because in like the last, since like about the 50s or the 60s, you people stopped treating these things seriously. You failed. Religion didn't fail. You failed. We live in this shit postmodern hyper-capitalist. Hey, let's rent out our fucking cathedral that was probably built by turn of the century fucking enslaved fucking, indentured servants. It probably has some history, people coming over from Europe, stoneman, a fucking cathedral. Let's rent it out so they could praise Beyonce. And then they wonder why nobody, whatever, man. Whatever.
I'm gonna make it. I will survive. Keep on surviving.
Yo, I'm out of breath because we sang Beyonce in church.
Look at this winner.
Holy cow.
We do have a community that is youthful and loving and looks to the world as a partner, not an enemy. So if that's new to you, I hope...
This is the new hip.
So this is
Reverend.
a pastor or some kind of priest?
Reverend Judge Harmon.
Jude
Sorry.
Harmon.
Jude Harmon.
You're a piece of garbage. You're shit. You're a false prophet.
It's good news. God actually loves you.
What can you tell me about
And I
the
understand his angle. Like, it's hip, man. We'll get him into church.
Yeah.
With the Beyonce angle. But here's the thing, right? You think we're going to bring him in with the Beyonce angle and we're going to convert people to the glory of Christ and get some tithes. But here's what's going to happen. Instead of that, none of these people are going to come back to your church.
No.
But the good news is you've desecrated the house of your Lord with a Beyonce concert. Fuck yourself, Jude.
Of
There's
nature
a special
of-
place in hell for people like Jude.
Grace Cathedral?
I think a lot of the people who show up tonight are people of color, LGBT people, people on whom other people's narratives have been projected. And I mean, just to be honest, the church hasn't been the best about lifting up those voices. It really began as us saying, how can we actually be
Something going on with your voices.
the people of God that we hope to be in the world?
And Beyonce is the perfect passage to get that message out there.
Honestly, I think
By the way,
Beyonce
you fucking asshole, you know, he's got the same weird, nonsensical, new agey, Christian-y, psychobabble. None of it is rooted in the Bible. And this guy says this guy just basically said the spiritual Christian equivalent of just be yourself and follow your dreams. Well, you know who else followed their dreams? John Wayne Gacy and the Unabomber. So what I'm saying is, just being the best thing that God can be. You go out there with shut up, you fucking babbling asshole. Your fucking pews are empty. Your fucking tithes are down, and you sold your fucking house out for a Beyonce thing to try to get a few shekels on the back end to try to pay your lease. Fucking swine.
I think Beyonce is a better theologian than many of the pastors and priests in our church today.
All right, I'm out.
What?
I'm fucking out.
What did he just fucking say? What did he just fucking say?
You motherfucker.
What did he say?
You motherfucker.
Now I want to shit on the floor with Tim Hortons and throw shit at him.
Is a better theologian than many of the pastors and priests in our church today. That is not an exaggeration.
And also,
according to a recent
how do you
Gallup
think
poll,
that just made all your fucking pastors feel? And all the parishioners, all the people that volunteer their time, the deacons, how the fuck do you think you just made them all feel? The people that put in the hours. You did this to get a soundbite, you scumbag. You scumbag. They should come, honestly, they should come take that fucking collar from you, but let's be fair, the Catholic Church is a fucking joke too.
It is absolutely
holy war now.
Catholic Church attendance has gone down nearly 40% since the 1950s. But tonight's Beyonce
I like the
Mass
science.
is set to
And Beyonce concerts have gone up 1,000%.
Yeah,
since
you fucking, of course. It's a simple science. Oh my God. You know, I hear Migos is real big with the kids right now. Can we get the Migos in here?
I'm going to read some lyrics here of the biggest theologian in our time, according to this gentleman, okay? Just gonna read some, okay?
Okay, I'm pulling up, because I know a couple of verses myself.
This is from the Holy Gospel of Beyoncé Knowles, chapter Naughty Girl. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. That's nice. Love is good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling sexy. I want to hear you say my name, boy. If you can reach out to me, you can feel my burning flame. I'm feeling kind of nasty. I just might take you home with me, baby. The vibe's just taken out, starting to feel so crazy, babe. Tonight, I will be your naughty girl.
Amen.
I'm calling all my girls.
Amen, brother.
Amen. The greatest theologian of our time is Beyoncé Knowles.
to draw crowds in the hundreds. And though I don't consider Beyoncé to be a religious symbol, like some of her most ardent fans, there's no denying her strong use of religious symbolism throughout her music and performances, paying homage to everything from female African deities.
Female African deities have nothing to do with Christianity. These things are not... What does this have to do? Basically, what she's doing is she's just pulling a mishmash of different things that look good in an outfit to pretend like she's woke.
The Last Supper, Black Madonna, and the Virgin Mary herself.
Yeah, remember when the greatest...
This is the greatest theologian of all time.
Yeah, I don't know if... Do you guys remember the... you remember the famous passage from the great theologian of our time when she was talking about how she would get hammered and then drink the cum of a convicted drug dealer, a crack dealer, and then have sex with him in a bathtub.
Oh,
That
okay.
was- yeah. Do you remember that?
Wow, that's great. That's
I mean, like these are analogies much like Jonah living in the belly of the whale. Only in this case, it's Jay-Z's semen living in the belly of Beyonce.
Right.
Representing fertility. And then Blue Ivy was born as the last scion.
Got it.
Praise her name and blessings be upon her. I don't know what's happening. I do know this, though. Jude, what's-his-face, is a sack of human shit.
Virgin Mary herself. I spoke with Reverend Yolanda Norton, Beyonce fan and organizer of the event, to to find out where the idea came from to mix Beyoncé with the Bible.
The event was
Toilet. The answer is toilet.
born out of a class that I teach called Beyoncé and the Hebrew Bible. So I walked them through.
Okay, so you got some
She
kind of...
teaches a class called
You got some
Beyoncé
kind
and the
of-
Hebrew Bible.
You got some kind of weird liberal arts degree. Right. You parlayed that into a career of making up liberal arts nonsense.
Right.
The left loves that shit, so they
Oh, yeah.
embraced you. So somebody threw some money behind you because you're a sack of shit who's going to poison the well even further of society.
Right.
And then, I don't know, something. Let's rent out a cathedral. I'm sure there's a cucked out priest somewhere who's desperate for cash who doesn't give a shit about the God he swears to represent. We'll go there, fast forward, surfboard, and here we are.
This process of thinking about how the music of Beyoncé helped us have conversations about Black women and how we worship and our spirituality.
So talk me through how you analyze a song like Flaws and All for your students.
She has this ambiguous audience.
They're paying for this. Students are using their parents or the fucking government's or scholarship money to go to her class.
Right? In the song. Maybe it's Jay-Z, maybe it's her fans. But I love it when she says, you know, I'm a train wreck.
I'm a train wreck in the morning. I'm a bitch in the afternoon.
Right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly like the prophets and theologians and great thinkers of our time.
I want to say something, but I can't say it.
Why?
It's an automatic. It'll get us fucking banned. It's just one of those. But it's. I'll put it this way: I was going to say women are the worst, but I was going to be way more specific. That's all I'm going to say.
Well,
I was going to add an adjective to certain kinds of women are even worse.
Empowered.
Yes, sure. Empowered.
Ungrateful?
Closer.
Bitch in the
More in that range.
Every now and then, without warning, I can be really mean to you.
Woke black girls. I'll just say it. Woke black women are the worst. They're the fucking worst of all women. They're the worst. I think we can agree, right?
It's up there.
Because
that
anyone who's ever known one.
Woke fat women, though, are pretty bad.
Woke and fat, can we say they're a tie?
That's a tie because woke fat
tie.
women are pretty bad.
But they're the goddamn worst. It's like even, I got to give credit to Communism Kills on Twitter, who's been pointing out that like 25% of Candace Owens' tweets have the word black in them.
Oh, wow.
So this autistic Jew, Communism Kills, was like, okay, sure, her name was Red Pill Black. I know I'm going to get called out for this. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to back the name Red Pill Black out and then see how many tweets genuinely have the phrase black in it.
Right.
23% of Candace Owens' tweets without her name in them
Oh, wow.
have some form of, as a black woman, black woman, black woman.
It's identity politics.
But it's like, it's that woke, like you went from being woke social autopsy to I'm conservative now and we gotta fight freedom of speech. And as a black woman, shut up! Conservatives don't care about that.
Hello, fellow conservatives.
But dude, it's this. But even with this leftist, like that's why Candace Owens, I have no problem if she wanted to go be a leftist, because that type of thinking belongs over there. Woke black chick or woke fat chick. It's that you're not. You can be sitting here and going right, like, man, dude, that new Han Solo movie looks really great. It looks like it might actually be, Donald Glover has got some charisma. Yeah, but there's no plus size people in it, and as a plus size and you're like every and it happens with the black woke chicks. Black woke chicks, it's always you've never
as
lived
a POC,
as a black woman.
No, POC,
woman of color. It's they take it
WOC.
They go, fuck you, other oppressed people of color. I'm a woman of color, and let me tell you. Right? Let me write a 5,000-word essay about the movie Star Wars A New Hope, written through the lens of a sassy black girl who wants to get Vice to pick up or Babe. And it's like, I hate it. I hate it. And that's what these two are. Man, Beyonce is she's so sad. You're two fucking below average looking lonely women. That's what you are.
I really mean toward you. So what we do in the worship service is we make that about a conversation that we would have with God. So if you imagine that as
it's what you're doing is idolatry. I got it. Cool. That's what it is.
It's
in
fair.
any religion, even casual religious people that go to church on Christmas and Easter that are really not devout Christians would still go, ooh, you're doing a worship Beyonce thing like in a church? I don't know. That's kind of bad juju.
Prayer to God.
I don't know why you love me.
And that's why I love you, right? I neglect you when I'm working. Yep, we all do that, right? So it's really about naming.
Just changing the words in it. Just really is like what Cartman did. Like when he would just change the songs and pop to just, Jesus instead of
I want to
Babe.
get down on my knees and start pleasing Jesus.
yeah.
That was my favorite. The first time I heard that back in the day, I fucking died. I think I died then, and this has all just been purgatory ever since.
No, but that's what this is, isn't it?
Get down on my knees
that
and
is
start pleasing Jesus.
A South Park.
But you know what, too? And I remember even back then, like my mom and people being offended by, like, oh, that's anti-Christian. No, you are an idiot. You're not seeing the layers of genius in that they're mocking how easily manipulated people are and how he was using it. Like, Cartman wasn't the good guy in that episode, you know?
You know, Jesus, I've been thinking a lot about you lately. Well,
But this was funny, and it
that's
was
why I wrote this down.
sacrilegious. And you're like, but why? You have people selling records in your little bookshop
Yep.
that do that
Exactly.
shit. You're not mad. Don't be mad at them because it's not like Matt and Trey went, hey, let's take a big shit on Christians
No,
today.
not
They
at all.
were like, people do really manipulate their way into Christian rock to get numbers because you can't. If you're a band that's not doing great, you switch the lyrics around and you go like, open up my arms and praise, and then boom, you fucking
Double myrrh.
Black female spirituality is embodied in that song.
The Lord be with you.
Also with you.
Lift up your hearts.
Them up to the Lord.
We live in a world where
Dude, this is like, I'm really loath to use this word, but I'm going to use it. This is borderline satanic. This is that kind of weird satanic shit that they told you about growing up. Like anything to get
You're
you
trying to
not...
sound like my grandfather.
It's a Satan. Let me tell you something, folks. Soros has a lot of money invested right now in Beyonce, and they're laundering it through Tidal, and then moving it in so what they can do is think about this church situation. They're going to build a tax-free record label, folks. I've got it here exclusive. We've got the documents.
Glenn Beck's behind it.
And then they're going to bring back Memphis Bleak. He's going to do the same thing he always did, which is just disappoint everybody.
a mostly male church debates whether or not women should be ordained, but Jesus chose Mary of Nazareth, a woman of color, and another woman of
Dude, I can't with this fucking guy anymore. I'm going to punch him in his fucking face. His fucking smug face. I want to punch this prick.
Mary of Nazareth is a woman of color now?
I mean, she was
No.
Middle
but-
Eastern,
But woman of
Semitic.
color now means anybody, anything not white. It's not just for black people anymore?
Where the fuck have you been?
I don't know, man. Am I a person of color?
Have you been on this show with us?
Yes,
this
I
whole
have.
time where we've had at-length discussions about how they've united everything against white Christian straight men.
Am I a person of color?
Yes.
I don't want to be one.
But you are. This is what they've...
No, I don't want to be one.
This is Marxism. This is what the Bolsheviks did. This is like the classic playbook of communism is to create a coalition, to take down the strongest roots of tradition and culture, like the actual pillars of whatever society they're trying to fucking creep into. And in this country, that was white, European, Christian men, a lot of it. So they have to take that sense of identity away. So what they do is they've united a coalition of people of color, if you will. So they're all allies. Everybody's an ally except the whites. It's never in the history of the world has there been.
Are Jewish people of color?
They bounce in and out. That's their fucking tricks. Yet fucking tricks that I know about. And I'm gonna fucking tell you right now, the normies are even starting to fucking snap out of it. And they know. They fucking know. All these little fucking, my fellow white people, I'm telling you right now, we need to be better to people of color and let them into our country. And then as soon as people are like, let's kill us some whites, they're like, whoa, I'm Jewish. Those whites oppressed me during the Holocaust. Let's get them, boys. You're the only guys that get to fucking bounce back and forth between two kickball teams. It's fucking bullshit. It's bullshit.
You want to get out of your system real quick, Mike?
You know what you're doing. You know it.
And we're back.
We're fine. Everybody's fine.
Everyone breathe. Everyone breathe.
I think the neighbors heard that.
Yeah, I think they had to have. That was really loud. Here you go.
Mary of Nazareth.
Hope no one's a lip reader out there.
A woman of color, and another woman of color, Mary of Magdala, to be the prophet of the resurrection. So what is very clear to me is that God is a lot more comfortable in trusting his power and authority to women of color than the church is.
I've been asked time and time again, why Beyoncé? I believe that she reminds us that sometimes you have to do your thing your way. You don't do it on demand. You don't do it for your oppressor. You don't sing when they want you to sing. You sing when God tells you to sing. Never give them your song.
Because I'm a survivor. I'm going to work hard. I'm going to... I want... You know what would really make me happy, right, is... And I mentioned it on the show. I've told people, don't ever watch the Great White Video. But for those of you that have seen the Great White Video, if this ended like that, I'd be so happy.
Beyoncé didn't become Beyoncé on her own. I'm not standing in front of...
No, a bunch of Jewish men picked her out of Destiny's Child and said, you're the star. And now you go make millions of dollars.
You because...
And then they said, not you, Kelly Rowland.
Get out of here.
Get to the back of the line.
Go text on your sidekick using Excel.
of anything
Go
that I've
fuck
done.
Nelly.
It's the worst punishment of all.
I'm not standing in front of you because of anything that I've done. I'm here because of the Mary Nortons of the world, the Daisy Washingtons of the
Better than the Jim Nortons of the world.
world. These are women whose names you'll never know, but black women who fought to their core to make sure that they're...
Cheeto, dude.
Might as well fucking rent the church out to Jim Norton. Let him come to a fucking... let him come perform in your church and with whatever.
Beyonce at church. I don't know, dude. That's a tough one.
I don't know. It's a tough one.
It's a tough one, bro.
On one hand, it's like, and then on the other hand,
you don't want to motherfuck Beyonce, you know?
Scumbag. Fucking love making fun of this thing. It's like for a while when we started the show, we're like, we're not gonna make fun of them.
But
you don't want to be
too easy
because you don't want to be like, because then they do the whole "you're obsessed with me." But it's like as time has gone on, just peppering in references of making fun of retarded Opie Anthony and Jim Norton. It has been fun. But on the other hand, I don't want to motherfuck them.
I don't want to motherfuck them.
There was a better tomorrow for those who could stand in front of you and say, as a black woman, I am created in the image of God, and I am here to change the game and make the world a better place.
Not my world.
Sade looks rough. Fuck happened?
No, it's just Kelly Rowland now.
Oh, wow. Jesus. Why would she be praising Beyonce?
Oh, God.
For those in the bondage of patriarchy, we need...
Stop! We were
bondage of patriarchy in a church. Do you understand? You don't get the... Patriarchy built that building!
Also, Christianity is based on patriarchy.
Sinner.
You see, there's God. In this case, we'll call him the Father, or patriarch, if you will. And then there's Jesus, the Son of God. Again, we had to bring some men back into earth to fix everything, to clean up the mess. You notice it wasn't a fucking Jesus wasn't a woman, right? So I'm just saying, it's all very patriarchal.
I'm unapologetically a minister of the gospel. I am unapologetically a biblical scholar. And I am unapologetically a Beyoncé fan.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
And I don't feel like I need to apologize for any of those
You don't.
things.
I think that Yolanda's sermon of knowing when to hold on to the hands that are next to you and stand tall and to not give up, those are messages that are not exclusive to just a woman of color experience. Those messages
Hey, by
are
the way, you
White
fucking
people dancing.
Hey, by the way, you fucking retard. Every holy book already has those stories. You complete ass.
necessary for everyone, and to use
It even has a story about a complete ass.
Beyoncé and her music as a platform to bring people into the church to hear the message was truly, truly powerful.
Why don't you bring people into church, I don't know, to form from family and community and not, sing Beyoncé songs? I don't know, man. It's these gimmicks. It's all, look, and I will say this, and we do defend Christianity a lot, but they have done a lot. Every time will you agree with me that many times when Christianity, because you were a Sunday school kid too. Yeah. Every time Christianity tries to be hip and cool,
it fucking backfires horribly.
It's never hip and it's never cool. No. And listen, Christianity is very important, I believe now, and I've changed from Edgelord atheist. I believe it's very, very important to have some sort of moral compass, and maybe Christianity might be that thing. Better to believe in that than because you can't believe in society because it has clearly failed.
And also, like it also is misleading. It's like you can't be doing commercials with all neon colors and skateboarding and telling the 12-year-olds that Christianity's rad. Because it's not exactly. But it's not rad. There's nothing. Look, there's nothing fun. Like any of these weirdos that go to church and go like, my personal relationship with God, and I talk to Him every day. Those are not bags. But maintaining any sort of actual connection or a relationship with whatever your higher power or God is. It's not rad. It's not cool. It's not fun. It's hard. It's literally like maintaining a shitty marriage. It's tough. It's not cool. All those people that tell you how awesome and radical Christianity is, It's not. But it is the fucking pillars of civilization itself.
Yeah.
So we kind of need it. So stop trying to shit on it and stop having Beyonce karaoke night in the fucking church. Find another way to make money.
Yeah, and every time churches try to be cool, it's always like I would have, I don't know how yours was, but I was at Christian schools every day. They had to fill time. I would have break dancing to Jesus. Like, it was just really just this cringe level stuff.
Mine was pretty structured, but I don't know. We were, like, ours was very cult-like.
So you never watched, you never had to watch a movie like this?
Kids, I'm Ricky the Raptor, here to tell you about the Rapture. The Rapture is the beginning of the end of the world. It starts with all true Christians floating up to heaven.
What about the...
There was stuff like that, but by the time that stuff had been coming out, I was already old enough to, like, they weren't sticking me in front of puppet shows about Jesus. It was,
I used to, but remember, I was Christian school, so I was 5 years old. So this was like my life.
Yeah, I got dragged into it at like 9 or 10, so it was like weird. And then by the time I was really in there, it was like, yeah, this is dumb. I'm watching a puppet show.
Yeah. They do breakdancing. I remember one of my teachers was really weird too, because he used to be like big time into drugs, so where he would still like flinch and stuff, but then he became a Christian teacher. Like, they always make that turnaround. That's how it works.
Oh yeah.
And the school wouldn't have a dance because the teacher thought and the principal thought it was lust of the flesh.
Well, it is. You can't be out there dancing, wiggling your genitals around, getting the blood flowing all the naughty Satan parts.
We were so innocent and stupid back then.
We got to get out of here.
Yeah, we do.
We're done. So we're going to shill first. So real quick, revengeofthesis.com/donate. Please pledge your support to the show. We haven't had a new patron in a while. It would be nice if it were you listening right now. Amazon.com/. Amazon.com, of course, as well. I'm not Amazon. RevengeAssist.com/donate. Click on the Amazon banner, then go to that little-known e-merchant website. Buy your items. We'll get a little commission. It's pretty dope. So people have been asking in the chat. Obviously, we were going to address this. We weren't going to do this at the beginning of the show because we're not retarded.
Right.
But a close friend of the show passed away yesterday, and I was just made aware of it at probably midnight. So some people may not have heard the news yet, but our friend Karina, not everybody knew her. It's not her real name, but we're for the sake of services being this weekend, we're not going to dox her. But she was fighting cancer, which I was kind of aware of. Didn't know it was as bad as it was. She was only 37. Very young. She was she was a very big fan of the show. She was a very big supporter of it. I was in the process of ordering her and Samara t-shirts for the show. So we just wanted to take a moment, obviously, and leave today with a moment of silence for Karina. And press F, I guess, to say respects in the chat. And we will see you Monday.
Take care, guys.